Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Centennial Lecture Series, UP, A View from Outside. This afternoon's lecture is titled Peace and Development, the Noblest Aspirations of Mankind. This lecture is sponsored by the Office of the President of the University of the Philippines in cooperation with the Office of the Chancellor of UP Open University and the Office of the Chancellor, UP Diliman. Today marks the 18th lecture in the year-long Centennial Lecture Series that feature renowned international and local personalities of the academe, government, and industry. As mentioned earlier, all lectures will be beamed live to UP Diliman, UP Open University, UP Manila, UP Los Baños, UP Visayas in Miagao, Cebu, and Tacloban, UP Mindanao, and UP Baguio. This is also webcast through the internet for wider coverage. May I just repeat, please turn off all your cell phones, as even on silent mode, the units will interfere with our sound system. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Kindly rise for the Philippine National Anthem.
Bayang magiliw, pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyat ka ng mag-itim, sa manlulupit, kita masisigil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong baka, ay nilatang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagtiligid. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may magdidilig. Lupa ng araw ng aming konsepta, ay langit sa dilig mo. Aming ligaya ng pagkay mamapit, at namatay ng dahil sa'yo.
For the welcome remarks, may I call on the indefatigable UP President, Dr. Emerlinda Roman.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The University of the Philippines clearly recognizes that as the country's national university, it is responsible not only to the community of educators, students, researchers, staff, and alumni, but to the Filipino people as well. Along with the nation, UP has passed through a series of self-transformations through the turbulent war years, martial law, and other political exigencies, and repeated economic crisis. And along with the nation, UP continues to change and grow. We celebrate this important relationship between the university and the nation as we mark our centennial year and embark on our next century. The centerpiece of our celebration is the UP Centennial Lecture Series, through which we look back to the traditions and practices that molded the university to what it is today, and at the same time, look ahead to the options and possibilities of the future. The lecture series consists of 4 categories. There is the Insider's View lectures, developed by UP's own, the UP Centennial Fellows, whose insights will guide us in our self-assessment. Then there is the view from outside lectures delivered by individuals who take an interest in education in general and in UP in particular, who will allow us to understand how the rest of society sees our role in the next century. The third category of lectures consists of lectures by renowned experts on burning issues of the day, like global warming and poverty alleviation. Today's lecture belongs to the fourth category in the series. These are lectures by distinguished individuals, including Nobel laureates and scholars, who have earned international recognition in their respective fields. Few Filipinos are as qualified to speak on the issues of peace and development as is our guest speaker today. These are issues which have concerned UP all the time. Both during and after his administration as President of the Republic of the Philippines, Fidel Ramos has been known for his unswerving efforts for peace and development toward the building of a strong nation. Mr. President, you honor us by your having consented to be part of this lecture series and to speak on something that we know is close to your heart. On behalf of the UP community, I thank you for making time for this, and I welcome you warmly to the University of the Philippines. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Roman. To introduce our Centennial Fellow, please join me in welcoming one of the most distinguished lady members of the UP Board of Regents, Dr. Nelia Gonzalez.
My dear colleagues in the Board of Regents, President Emer Roman, UP officials, members of the faculty, Chairman Ami Guevara, UP reps, well-wishers, students, and distinguished guests and friends. It is my honor and privilege to participate in today's Centennial Lecture, where the 12th President of our Republic gives his views in a lecture entitled Peace, Development, the Noblest Aspiration of Mankind, a two-pronged objective that has become associated, if not fully identified, with the Ramos administration. After all, he has proven what Eleanor Roosevelt herself has said about peace. It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it, and it isn't enough to believe in it either. One must work at it, and work for peace he did. Markedly recognized as an achiever, his term as president from the 30th of June 1992 to the 30th of June 1998 was, I open quote, full of light, close quote, an imagery most apt and discernible for President Fidel V. Ramos. As an ordinary citizen, I remember him as the leader who quickly led the nation out of darkness during the long brownout periods experienced by our country due to power outages. His fast resolution of the power crisis, which crippled many commercial and industrial operations, gave us the hope and light to proceed with optimism. Thumbs up optimism, that's it. His policies and strategies led to a dramatic recovery of the Philippine economy. The total forex inflows of the combined periods of two predecessors were outpaced by the total inflow of foreign exchange in the country during his term. President Ramos ably led, but was likewise willing to be led in turn by the people he served. Thus, people empowerment was a principle he nurtured then and even now, as he believed the over-ending objective to enable ordinary Filipinos to take control over every aspect of their lives, their livelihood, their opportunities, and their responsibilities. As Dr. Thomas Quintin Andres, President and General Manager of Values and Technologies Management Center, claims regarding our Filipino people in his published book entitled Positive Filipino Values, all communities of people, and the Filipinos as an ethnic group is not exempt, have a national wisdom embodied in their indigenous culture, which they have discovered, developing ideas on how best to cope and thrive within a given socio-physical environment. Moreover, our recent history credits President Ramos for the comprehensive social reform agenda that addressed long-standing problems regarding health, education and schools training, and skills training, housing, environmental protection, children and the youth, the elderly, and the handicapped, jobs and livelihood, agrarian reform, and access to equal opportunity. His initiative to fight poverty is well expressed by 229 structural reform laws enacted by Congress during his term. His achievements are many, and my dear friends, your enthusiasm to once again hear him convey his valuable thoughts will not allow me to delve on these, which are very well summarized in his curriculum vitae and various publications read locally and internationally. However, there are some unwritten notes I wish to convey. The first of which is that President Ramos and his First Lady Ming pride themselves in their UP education. And so are the many members of the Valdez family, a majority of whom are UP alumni. Secondly, early in his term, we finished the construction of the UP Ambahay ng Alumni, which gave financial stability to the UPAA, turning over to the alumni coffers about 16 million annually. The Ambahay is a landmark of UP. And my dear friends, it would not be standing there as stalwart as it is without the financial backing of no less than our outstanding alumnus and friend, His Excellency, former President of the Republic, Fidel Ramos.